are following breaking news this morning, a global internet outage that is affecting major airlines, banks, and companies across the world. Good morning, I'm John Aaron.
And I'm Kyle Cooper. All United, Delta, and American flights have been grounded due to this communications issue. This comes a day after 3 discount airlines experienced issues with a cybersecurity firm called CrowdStrike. It had a faulty software update yesterday and took several servers offline. WTOP's Dan Ronan, who's a commercial pilot, joined us earlier to explain how this will affect flights.
The planes that are in the air will continue to fly to their destination. They're in contact with air traffic controllers. But those that were scheduled or are somewhere at the airport now, there's going to be a ripple effect. The airlines are going to have to rebook a lot of people today and reschedule a lot of flights. There are going to be a lot of delays and a lot of inconvenience over the next several days, the next several hours. And it's not just in the U.S. Key international airports, London, Berlin, Amsterdam, Sydney, Australia, are all reporting problems this morning.
Now, the FAA is closely monitoring all this. Several airlines have requested FAA assistance with ground stops until the issue is resolved.
And we are following those delays and cancellations at our region's airports. At Reagan National, we are seeing dozens of delays and over 20 cancellations. Dulles has almost 50 delays and 15 cancellations this morning. BWI Marshall seems to be bearing the brunt of it. 90 delays so far, just under 10 cancellations. Stay with WTOP for updates.
All right, we've been monitoring all this. Computer delays could be a problem depending on where you're going this morning. WTOP's John Doman reports local issues seem to be fairly minimal at this point.
The trains are still moving. The buses are still moving. I'm told that maybe there's some work being done behind the scenes that's being done manually instead of the computer systems doing it. Some of the boards that will tell you when the next train is set to leave, those are down. And some of the fare card machines here at the New Carrollton Metro Station are down, but some of them are up. So things are gradually coming back. When I was at Reagan National Airport earlier this morning, there were a handful of delays, mostly to flights in smaller airports in the Northeast, but most of everything was on time. And we've seen airlines post that things are starting to come back on board and operations are resuming here this morning. So you might encounter some glitches to your travel, but for the most part, so while we can't say when everything will be completely resolved and every computer will be working the way it's supposed to again, we can say the impact on you is gradually becoming more minimal as the morning goes on. I'm at the New Carrollton Metro Station. John Doman, WTOP News.
In other news this morning, a daycare group gets caught up in a hail of bullets. It was part of a shooting that left 2 men dead and a third wounded in Southeast D.C. A 2-year-old girl from the group was hit but is expected to be okay. Now in a WTOP exclusive, our Mike Murillo speaks with daycare workers who survived the attack.
What began as a walk on a nice day for a second-grade class at Creative Corner Daycare was interrupted by gunfire.
They were literally caught in the middle of a crossfire.
Juanita Barnes is the owner of the school and says the teachers tried to shield the children as they ran back to the daycare. The buggy the 2-year-olds were in now has an impression on it from the bullet that struck the girl. Barnes says what happened is another sign the city needs to do more to make the area safer.
Right now, this generation is literally laughing at the criminal justice system.
This is the third time gun violence has impacted the daycare community. In May, it was 3-year-old Tyus Settles. On July 4th, former student 6-year-old Asan Payton, who were both killed in unrelated shootings. Daycare director Tarsha Rice.
For the preschool class, they've lost a friend, and now a friend has been injured.
Also, several shootings have taken place on the streets near the school. Barnes says she spent tens of thousands of dollars on safety measures like adding bulletproof glass and lighting. Now she says her focus will turn to moving.
Just move the business to another location because this is just no longer deemed safe anymore.
In Southeast, Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
And coming up on WTOP,
the most affordable city for home buyers? DC's not even close. I'm Jeff Claiborne.
Traffic and weather in 30 seconds.